let's talk a little bit about the lineup. Just a few little news and notes on the hitting side too. We mentioned Buxton at the beginning. Buxton hits his 16th career multi-homer game, which is tied for fourth in Twins history with Kent Hrbek. And the guys ahead of him, one ahead of him with 18 multi-homer games is Tony Oliva.
Okay.
Then in second place is Justin Morneau with 20 career multi-homer games. And then the team leader, and I don't see this getting broken anytime soon. He's been the team leader since the team started,
Yeah,
basically, in this
that's right.
stat, I'm
That's
going to
right.
guess.
Yeah.
I wonder if there's ever been a different team leader in this stat. I guess not, probably, because he probably hit like multiple homers right away in
Maybe.
1961.
Yeah. Right.
Is Harmon Killebrew with 35. That is insane. Now, he hit like,
Bucks is gonna have to get his act together, no question
yeah.
about
I mean, the
it.
thing about Buxton is, given the number of games he's missed,
Right.
and
Yeah.
also
Right.
the fact that he's only 30 years old or 31 years old. So, like, we haven't seen, I mean, we're going to see at least 3 more years of Byron Buxton for the Twins. Like, 16 of them is a lot. Like, he's already at where Hrbek was at for his entire career,
Right.
basically
Yeah.
at where Oliva was at for his entire career. As a percentage of your total homers, Buxton has a very high percentage coming in 2 homer games, which is when he gets hot, he's hot.
Right.
I
Yeah.
mean, certainly no one could ever say otherwise about Byron Buxton. When he's hot, whether in a game or in a week or in a month or whatever, and we've seen that more often than not this year. But yeah, 35.
Whew.
That's one of those I like to say this was meant to be a Byron Buxton stat, but it really became a Harmon
Yeah.
Killebrew stat.
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh,
That's not unusual. Yeah.
yeah.
That's right.
If
Yeah.
if people don't know, like if you're younger than me and John, which is very easy to do, um, go look at like go to Baseball Reference or something and just type in Harmon Killebrew
Yeah.
and just look at the numbers. And then after you look at those numbers, think about this. He did most of that in the 1960s, which was one of the lowest scoring eras in the history of baseball, to the point that
Right.
they had to make changes
Right.
to lower the mound and introduce the designated hitter to the American League to bring more offense. And
Okay.
then relook at Harmon Killebrew's numbers and then go, holy, yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway,
That's
uh, on the Buxton front, he reached 100 games played for the second straight year, which is the first time he's ever done that in his career. And he had some interesting quotes. Dan Hayes was in Toronto and said to him, "Hey, 100 games, back-to-back years, that's something, right?" And Buxton said, "Yeah, I mean it's better than not playing 100 games, but once I hit the 100 game mark last year, after all I'd been through on the injury front, I realized, oh, I can do this. Like I can still do this. That it's no longer like it's a possibility again. And so doing it a
right.
second year in a row is kind of proof of concept for that. But I mean, he's hopefully going to get 115, 120 games, something like that. He's had some struggles since coming off the IL, or I guess most recently. My notion was that he's still a little bit hurt from the rib cage inflammation. It seems to me he's in the outfield, especially. I've seen him what appears to be like wincing a little bit if he has to sprint after a ball and then change directions or something like that. But he popped 2 homers, and here's the other thing: he's up to 4.2 wins above replacement on Baseball Reference right now, which puts him on pace for like 5, which is kind of the bar for like, wow, this was a great season, 5 wins above replacement. But the other thing is, we heard so much over the past several years about his contract. Anytime he's hurt, people go, oh my God, they're paying him all this money and he's hurt. What I always point out is 2 things. One, they're not paying him all this money. He's making 15 million a year. That's not even one of the 100 highest salaries in baseball at this
Right.
point. But beyond that, he's so good that even when he's missing half of seasons, which thankfully the
He's
last two
often worth
years,
$15 million.
he's
Right.
been worth more than $15 million
Right.
and typically double that in a lot of seasons. And this year is a good example. He's at 100 games right now. Hopefully he gets to 115, 120, 125, whatever it is. That's still, significant missed time, obviously. A quarter of the season he's probably going to end up missing. And yet he's already got 4.2 wins above replacement, which generally each win above replacement is worth like $8 to $10 million, something like that. Thought to be that's kind of how the evaluation works. Which let's even call it 8. He's at like 35 million then in value for a $15 million contract or salary
Right.
at that
Right.
point. And it was similar last year. I mean, he's typically, if he even stays a little bit healthy, he's just so dynamic and so good in so many areas that if he even plays like half a season at the level we've seen, he's worth 30 million. And now we're probably going to see him be worth 40 million, something like that. So good to see him
On
in
his
back-to-back years.
Because he had 100 games, I looked it up. So we'll just mention patreon.com/Gleeman. We'll mention it again. We generally do a couple different shows every week during the season, and one of those shows is often a mailbag. And we like our mailbag episodes a lot because it allows us to have a little bit of structure. We don't go quite as crazy, but also is being driven by, but also a lot of impromptu sort of reaction sort of stuff. Well, one of those reaction questions a while back, like 2 years ago, when we thought the core of this team was Correa, Lewis, and Buxton, was how many games would be a good over-under for them playing together. And I think that the suggestion at the time was like 360 or something. And we said, no, probably 300. And we'd probably take the under on that. And so we've always kind of tracked that. Now, we're tracking that this year as sort of a morbid curiosity thing, because it doesn't really matter how many games those guys play. This isn't going to be a competitive team one way or the other. Royce Lewis hasn't been good. Carlos Correa's already gone. But Byron Buxton keeps on chugging. So I checked it because he got to his mark. He got to the 100 game mark.
Yeah.
And so I checked it, and it is a little bit of a milestone in that, or a coincidental milestone. Right now, those three together, and Correa can't get any more for the Twins, right? He's stuck at 93. Need 27 more games to get to 300, 29 more games to get to 300. And do you know how many games there are left, Aaron Gleeman?
29. So that means if Lewis and Buxton alternate playing, they'll get there.
Right. That's
which
right.
I would not suggest doing that, but yeah, that's interesting. I mean, obviously the whole premise of it was that those guys are good but injured, and now
that's in question.
The good part is in question for at least one and possibly two of those.
And welcome to the end of this video. There's lots more. For another, just click on one of these boxes,
or click on this circle in the middle to subscribe to all of our Twins Talk.
Thank you.